Isang magandang araw mga kaibigan! Narito na naman po si Shenshen TV na magbabahagi sa inyo tungkol sa kwento ng pag-ibig. Pero kung bago ka pa lamang sa aking YouTube channel, paki-like lang po ng ating video, paki-click na rin ang subscribe button at ganun din ang bell icon para lagi kayong updated sa mga paparating ko pang mga uploads. Ang unang kabanata, June 2010. Bye Monkins, sabi ni Rob, ang best friend niya. He hugged her tight. Mag-ingat ka dun ha, baka naman makahanap ka ng Italian lover at hindi ka na bumalik rito. Dagdag nito habang nakayuko ang ulo niya sa dibdib nito. Sira! Balik niya. That would never happen ever. Alam ni Leonora na hindi yun mangyayari. Dahil si Robert Guerrero lamang ang laman ng puso niya. He had been there since he was 14. Kababata niya ito at magkapitbahay sila sa isang exclusive subdivision doon sa Cebu. Dahil pareho silang only child, lumaki silang magkasama. Mas matanda sa kanya si Rob ng 3.5 taon. Ngunit para sa kanya, nagbago ang lahat na magkaroon ng nobya si Rob. Nasa 4th year high school pa lamang ito noon sa isang exclusive boys school. Doon niya napagtanto na nagseselo siya. Ang ginawa niya noon ay lumayo siya. Alam niya kasing wala siyang pag-asa. Rob was popular, charming and smart. Samantalang siya mahiyain at may pagka-insecure. Palibhasa kasi maagang namatay ang kanyang ina, pati mga lola niya. Si Manang Tasing ang lagi niyang kasakasama. Mabait itong inainahan sa kanya. Hindi man lang ito tapos ng high school when she was 13. Nag-asawa muli ang papa niya. Pero hindi sila close ni Tita Daisy. Sa tingin niya, may pagkaalup ito. Tuwing nagkakasama sila, she felt as if it was a very awkward situation. Hindi naman sila magkagalit, but they weren't as close as she hoped they would be. At dahil doon, wala siyang self-confidence para magtapat kay Robert. Kaya minabuti niyang mag-concentrate muna sa pag-aaral sa mga babaeng kaibigan sa pinapasukang all-girls school dahil parang tinotorture siya tuwing nakikitang kasama nito ang girlfriend. Pero dahil clueless talaga ang binata, hindi siya nito tinatantanan at lagi pa rin nagpupunta sa bahay nila. Ang masakit, kinikwentuhan pa siya nito ukol sa love life nito. Pinakikinggan na lamang niya ito, like a real good friends would. Ayaw niyang magbago ang friendship nila. She could always count on him to help her with math and her other project in school. Isa pa, natatakot siyang magtapat sapagkat sa umpisa pa lamang ay bokal na si Roba sa pagsasabing para siyang nakababatang kapatid nito. As she matured, she realized she'd rather be in his life as a friend than be nothing at all. At bukod tanging pag-asa na lamang niya ay kung ituloy ng mga magulang nito at ng papa niya ang pagpaparinig sa kanila na sila ang bagay na makasal sa isa't isa. Of course, Rob would always laugh at the notion, and she would turn red in embarrassment. Now at 23, she secretly hoped that would happen. Yun na lamang yata ang paraan upang hindi siya maging old maid. After all this year, wala pa siyang nagiging boyfriend at wala rin siyang balak na mag-boyfriend kung hindi lang yung si Robert Jimeno Guerrero. Alam ni Leonora na hindi siya pangit. Ngunit alam din niya na hindi siya sa kaliga ng mga babaeng idinedate ni Rob, who were all tall, sexy, and ultra-confident. Bukod pa roon, wala siyang ibang nakikilala. Hindi kasi siya pinapayagang gumimik at hindi rin siya mahilig maglabas kung saan-saan. Napapayagan lamang siya kung kasama si Rob. Ang sabi ng mabuti niyang kaibigan na si Shelly nung high school sila, natatakot ang mga lalaki sa anino ni Robert, and when Leonor went to college, she herself didn't entertain anyone dahil nga alam niyang si Rob ang nasa puso niya. May magtatangka pa lamang na manligaw sa kanya, diretso busted na. Tama na! Awat ni Shelly na nagbalik sa kanya sa kasalukuyan. Tama ng dramang yan. Malilate ka na sa flight mo. Naghiwalay sila ni Rob, much to Leonor charging. Mamimiss niya ito. Kahit 6 months lang siya sa Florence, Italy. Hindi ba talaga maghahatid si Tito Greg? Tanong ng binata. Umiling siya. It's a strong statement against my going away, sagot niya. To quote, kabaliwan ang gusto mo. Anong mahihita mo sa pagpipinta? Mabuti pa, dumito ka na lamang at tulungan mo ko. Nagpursige siyang pumunta sa Italy dahil gusto niyang mag-aral ng pagpipinta. Pakiwari niya. It her turn to do what she wanted. Aba, nang magkolehiyo siya, ay sinunod na niya ang gusto nitong mag-enroll siya sa business administration. Ayon dito, siya raw ang mamamahala sa lahat ng negosyo dahil siya lamang ang kaisa-isahan nitong anak. But what she really wanted to pursue was visual communication or fine arts. Pero hindi siya suportado ng ama. The difference now, when she turned 21, nakuha niyang ipamana sa kanya ng nasirang lola at ganun din ng kanyang ina. They were well-to-do and had kept a trust fund for her which was turned over to her on her 21st birthday. Parte ng manang yon ang siyang gagamitin niya sa Florence para sa short course na kukunin niya. It was something that she really wanted to do kung wala siyang kumpiyansa sa sarili, sa ibang bagay, hindi sa pagpipinta. She was in her element when she was holding an easel and paintbrush. Nararamdaman niya ang kamay ni Rob sa kanyang balikat, comforting her. Don't worry, sabi nito. Knowing your dad, hindi kanya matitiis. Leonor hoped her friend was right. Pero simula nang banggitin niya ang tungkol sa Florence, hindi nagbago ang pananaw ng kanyang papa. And when she had actually gone on and applied for a visa for herself, which was a first for her because she was used to having someone do everything for her, he stopped talking to her. Look, I see your car. Narinig niyang sabi ni Shelly at itinuturo nito ang asul na Mercedes-Benz ng kanyang ama sa di kalayuan. Parang nabunutan siya ng tinik sa dibdib. Tahimik silang nakatayo sa sidewalk ng Mactan International Airport hanggang sa huminto ang sasakyan sa kanilang tapat. Bumukas ang pinto at bumaba roon ang pamilyar na Stiletto Heels ni Tita Daisy. Hinintay niyang may lumabas na ibang tao mula sa sasakyan, ngunit ang madrasa lamang ang naroroon. Leonor's heart sank. She didn't realize how hurt she was by her father being unsupportive until now. Nararamdaman niya ang biglang pagdagsa ng luha sa likod ng mga mata. She pressed her tongue to the roof of her mouth and willed them not to fall. Kaya niya ito kakayanin. This was her decision. Iha, I just wanted to say goodbye, sabi ng matandang babae. Sa gulat niya, niyakap siya nito. I'm really sorry about Greg, pero isipin mo rin that he's hurting too. You're his only baby and he think you are leaving him. But that's true, Aniya. Babalik din naman ako eh. I just want to follow my own dreams even for a while. That's what I told him too. Pinutol niya ang yakap at tinignan siya sa mga mata. I'm really sorry, but you know how stubborn your dad is. Lee smiled bitterly. And you take after him in some way, dagdag ni Daisy. Nagulat siya. She had never been called stubborn by anyone before. In fact, sunod-sunuran siya. May it be Rob or her dad or even Manang Tasing. She was happy to take someone else's lead. You find that surprising? Magiliw na dagdag ng stepmother niya. Tumango siya. Well, this is the perfect example, sabi nito. At itinuro ang mga maleta niya na nakalagay sa baggage cart. You are actually doing this. You are finally growing up. Alam mo na yon. Hindi ako binigyan ng sarili kong anak. You are the only one I have. I'm proud of you. May kinuha itong sobre sa bag at iniabot sa kanya. Hindi makapaniwala si Lee. She didn't have to ask but something told her it was money. Hindi siya makagalaw. Para siyang namatanda. Tama si Tita Daisy. They had never been close. But as she was standing there looking at the older woman's somber face, she began to wonder if it was her own fault kaya naging ganon ang sitwasyon. Hindi kaya nagtangka rin ang madrasta na mapalapit sa kanya, ngunit siya itong lumalayo. Naramdaman niyang kinuha nito ang kamay niya at isinuksok doon ang sobre. Please, take it, sabi nito. It's just a little something for you. Bilang pasasalamat, niyakap niya ito ng mahigpit. She felt the surprise in her stepmother, body language, and after sometimes a sigh of relief escaped in older woman's mouth. Mag-iingat ka, Lee. I will. Nagpaalam siya. Muli sa lahat, she had to go inside the terminal on her own dahil siya lamang ang may ticket. She reminded everyone to keep in touch. Ingat, Lee, ani ni Shelly. Don't forget may pasalubong ha. Remember what I said? Dagdag ni Rob. Stay away from those stinky Italian boys. Tumawa siya kung saan. Sana lang nagseselos ito. Kaso alam niyang may dalawa itong girlfriend na pinagsasabay ngayon. No, Rob, it's you. Who should stay away from the girls? Sita niya rito. Baka mamaya niyan ay makakamandag ka pala. Makabuo ka. And then, you end up marrying someone. No way! Sigaw nito. And he gave her a look of horror while strangling himself. Kasal equal sakal. Nagtawanan silang mga babae. Alam mo namang takot ako sa commitment, hindi ba? I know, tura niya. You are a player. That's why I'm hoping na mauntog ka na. Dagdag niya sa isip. Stop playing around and just be with me. Binibigyan siya nito ng 2 thumbs up. That's right. Huwag mo masabi-sabi ang salitang kasal. He pretended to spit. It's a puwera sa buhay ko ang babaeng maghahangad niyan. Kaya nga ba hindi ko sinasabi sa'yo ang feelings ko? Aniya sa binata sa isip. Takot ko lang na pagtawanan mo ko. As she was waving goodbye to them, she thought to herself that eventually the right time would come. And with it does, that when she would tell him everything. December 28, 2010. Bata ka? Bakit hindi ka nagsabi kahit kanino na uuwi ka? Sabi ni Yaya Tasing sa kanya. Ito ang driver at ang nagsundo sa kanya sa airport. Nagpadala siya ng text message dito noong isang araw. Akala namin next month pa ang uwi mo. Alam mo bang nasa Hong Kong sila ngayon? At may business meeting doon ang papa mo. Hindi ka man lang umabot sa araw ng Pasko. That's okay, Yaya, sabi ni Lee. Napangiti siya at halos hindi na ito humihinga sa pagsasalita sa sobrang excitement. Ganon din ang nadarama niya. Kahit 6 months lang siya sa Italy, ay namiss niya ang kanyang tahanan. Nagkabati na sila ng ama na halos araw-araw rin siyang tinatawagan habang naroon siya sa Italy. He would have wanted her to return on Christmas too, but she didn't expect to finish her final project so soon. When she did, doon siya nag-decide tumulak pa uwi. But by then, book na ang mga eroplano dahil sa Christmas rush. At least, I'm here for New Year's Day, di ba? Dagdag niya. At okay lang talaga na wala ang papa. That will give me time to settle in and fix my things. Ayaw mo nun? Masusurprise silang lahat, aniya. Ang totoo kaya siya nagmamadaling umuwi dahil sa sinabi ni Rob na may sorpresa raw ito sa kanya. Ilang beses pa niya itong kinulit kung ano man yon, pero hindi nito sinasabi kung ano. Ang matalinghaga nitong sagot, "You find out when you get home, and believe me, it is something you will not expect. It will be the biggest shock of your life. Mahuhulog ang panga mo sa lupa." Nang kulitin pa niya ito, he added, "This is the kind of news someone say in person, hindi over text or telephone." Nang sabihin ito yon, nahulog nga ang bibig niya sa lupa. She wondered could she have finally realized that he loved her too. Could the distance between them, the past man, finally knock some sense into him? What else could it be? Hindi ba ang pagtatapat ng pag-ibig ang siyang nararapat sabihin ng personal? She really hoped that was it. Tinanong niya si Shelley kung may nalalaman itong ibang bagay ukol kay Robert. Pero wala ang sagot nito. Kung sa bagay, the two really didn't have anything in common other than having her for a friend. Iba ang sirkulong ginagalawa ng dalawa. "Mas lalo ka pang gumandali," sabi ni Yaya Tasing na umagaw sa kanyang atensyon. "Salamat, Yaya," aniya sabay pisil sa braso ng matanda. "Noon pa man, number 1 pa na kita eh. Walang halong biro. Mas blooming ka ngayon." Sinserong hayag nito. "Parang ang saya-saya ng aura mo ah. Sabihin mo may boyfriend ka na ba doon?" Hindi lalaki ang nagpapasaya sa kanya. Kaya siya masaya kasi marami siyang natutunan ukol sa pagpipinta. Marami rin siyang natutunan ukol sa sarili, that she can be independent and outspoken. She just had to believe in ang sarili. Most of all, she learned that her own happiness rested in her hand. "Yaya naman," magiliw na si Tania. "Siyempre wala. Si Robert lang," dagdag niya sa isip. Ang bukod tanging nakakaalam ng sikreto niya ay si Shelley. "And pretty soon, I'll tell him myself," aniya sa sarili. Isa pang bagay na nahanap niya sa Italy ay ang self-confidence. "Mas bagay sa'yo ang buhok mo ngayon. Huwag ka na magpapagupit na parang lalaki tulad nun ha." She chuckled softly. Kaya hindi siya nagpapagupit dahil mahal ang mga magpaparlor sa Europa. But she had to agree. Mas feeling sexy nga siya sa buhok niya ngayon. She took a mental note to endure the heat and not get a bob cut. Sa wakas ay narating nila ang bahay. Inutusan niya ang driver na iakyat ang kanyang mga gamit sa kwarto at nag-request siya kay Yaya Tasing na ipaghanda siya ng merienda sa dining room. Habang naghihintay, pinakailaman niya ang mga sobre sa estante. That's when she saw a formal-looking envelope addressed to her dad and Tita Daisy. Nakakaligrapi pa ang kanilang mga pangalan. Looks like a wedding invitation, aniya sa kalawakan. Sino kayang ikakasal? Karaniwang pang-business associate ng ama niya. Hindi siya kasali sa imbitasyon. So, she was really curious kung kanino yon dahil dawit pati ang pangalan niya. It must be somebody she knew. She answered musely, tore the side of the envelope to open it. Hindi na siya nagdadalawang isip na panghimasukan yon dahil nakalagay ang pangalan niya. "Ah, I'm right." Bulatas niya sa kalawakan nang makita ang isang eleganteng card na nakatali pa ng lilac ribbon. Ipinatong niya ang envelope sa estante upang alisin. Pinaulit-ulit basahin ni Leonor ang imbitasyon. Hindi siya makapaniwala. Pakiwari niya ay pinaglalaroan siya ng mga mata. It can be her Robert getting married. But there it was, his parents' name on the invitation. His name on the invitation. Robert was indeed getting married to someone else. Pero bakit? Naguguluhang tanong niya. Hindi ba ang sinabi niya nito ay ang kasal ay parang sakal? Nang umalis siya ay wala itong seryosong nobya. At sa mga text nito, alam niyang wala itong seryosong kadate. And that's when it dawned on her na ang sorpresang sinasabi nito ay iyon. He had met someone and was going to marry that someone else. That was his surprise. It wasn't that he finally discovered he loved her in return. Sinulyapan muli ni Lee ang date. December 28, 2010. That's today. Tinignan niya ang wristwatch. 3:03 na ng hapon. Ayon sa invitation, 3:00 ang kasal. May oras pa siya. She was willing to bet her ass on it that this was a typical Pinoy wedding. Late na magsisimula ang kasal. Nagmamadali niyang kinuha ang shoulder bag at lumabas ng bahay. Hindi na niya inabisuhan ang Yaya Tasing at si Mang Dado kung ano man ang gagawin niya. She couldn't let Rob marry that Patricia without him knowing of her love. Nagtatakbo siya palabas ng gate ng subdivision at pinara ang pinakaunang taxi na nakita. Santo Niño Charts, sabi niya sa driver. Dali Manong, ayokong malate. Ang gusto niyang mangyari, makarating ng simbahan. Ora mismo, she was like a woman possessed and she had one mission, to stop the wedding. She could only hope they had not said their vow yet. He really is getting married. Mangiyak-ngiyak na bulong ni Lee sa sarili habang nakatayo siya sa likuran ng simbahan. Nakatitig sa altar. Nangingilid ang luha sa kanyang mga mata habang nakatitig kay Robert. Too bad for her thought. The groom wasn't looking at her, but at the bride who was walking in the middle of the altar. For a moment there, hindi niya alam ang gagawin. She was transformed back to the unsure shy young woman that had a hug crush on her best friend. Magtititili ba siya over the bridal march? She really was dying to stop the wedding. She just needed to collect her thought and regain a bit of her strength, which had deserted when she saw the back of the statue bride. Hindi niya to kilala. Even the name was new to her. How could you marry someone you barely know? Bulong niya kay Robert, who looked as if he was about to cry when the bride fathers gave her to him. Hindi talaga niya maintindihan ang kaibigan. It was she who was in his shadow all her life, and yet she had remained invisible to him in the way that she wanted to be seen by him. It just was not fair. And it didn't help that Rob looked so gorgeous in his Barong Tagalog. His face was radiant with the big smile of his. He looked so dashing. He even cut his hair. Tumiim ang kanyang mga bagang habang pinagmamasdan ito. Part of his charm was his wavy hair that is usually let loose. It wasn't unruly or anything, but it made him look a little bit like a renegade. Kahit kinukulit ito ng sariling ina, he had not cut it, and she loved that in him. Pati ngayon ay nagbago na. Sino mang Patricia na to? Para ipagbago si Rob. Galit na tanong niya sa isip. Lee eyed the woman clinging onto him as if she had some sort of communicable disease. All his life, her best friend had worn his hair like that, and now he was a changed man. Damn you, Patricia. Hindi niya halos marinig ang mga pinagsasabi ng pari. As the ceremony progressed, she felt as if a stake was being plugged into her heart. As they reached the part of the wedding vow, nakadama siya ng matinding panic. Oh God! I can let Rob do this. I can let him make the mistake. Masasakal siya. The woman can possibly love him like I do. For many years, pinakatago-tago niya ang feelings niya para kay Robert. Habang nasa Italia siya, ay nangako siya. Kanyang sarili na ipagtatapat dito ang tunay na damdamin pag-uwi niya. The time has come. It was now or never. One thing she learned in her trip to Florence, it felt good to decide for oneself. There's nothing more gratifying than being able to do what you wanted and being responsible for your own actions. The time she knew she had to act, she could never let Rob make the mistake. At kahit napahiya siya sa harap ng maraming tao, she would live with the consequence. Basta masabi lamang niya rito ang tatlong mahiwagang salita. Sa puntong yon, narinig niyang sinabi ng pari, "If there is anyone in his room that deem this marriage as unsuitable, please speak now. Speak now or forever hold your peace." Sa puntong yun, nagsimula siyang maglakad papunta ng altar. Handa na siyang ibuka ang bibig at sumigaw, "Ay object! Itigil ang kasal!" Nang may isang malaking kamay ang tumakip sa kanyang bibig. At bago pa siya makakilos, kung sino man ang tumakip sa kanyang bibig, mula sa likuran, ay binulungan siya nito. "You wouldn't want to make a spectacle of yourself now, would you?" His voice was a rich, dark, and authoritative, and almost hypnotic. There was something in it that compelled Leonor to obey. So she shut up. Hindi na siya pumalag. The second he covered her mouth was enough to jolt some sense into her. What the heck was she planning to do? She had no stake on Robert. He had never treated her as anything more than a little sister. Kapag ka nag-eskandalo siya, ipapahiya lamang niya ito at ang kanyang sarili. Hinayaan niya na buhatin siya ng estranghero. In some way, it was a relief that he had cut in the way the mysterious man carried her with one arm. It was if she was as light as a feather. Inilabas siya nito sa simbahan at ilang metro ang layo dito sa pinto. Inilabas siya nito sa simbahan at nang ilang metro ang layo nila sa pinto, inilapag siya ng estranghero. Mara siyang ibinaba nito, kaya muntik na siyang mawala ng balanse. She whirled around, intent on screaming at him. Ano siya? Basura para ibagsak ng ganon? Even if a part of her was grateful to him for knocking some sense into her, naiinis pa rin siya rito. But as she glanced up, she met the most enigmatic pair of eyes she'd ever seen, and she was stunned into silence. His eyes were deep set around and framed by the thick lashes. Unfortunately, those eyes regarded her warily. Para bang ang tingin nito sa kanya ay may katok siya sa ulo. Natotoo naman talaga, naisip niya. Only an insane woman would stop a wedding of a man who was not or never even became her boyfriend. But of course, she would never admit out loud. What were you thinking? He asked as his dark sharp eyes. Hindi makasagot si Leonor. Hindi rin kasi niya alam kung anong pumasok sa isip niya. Hindi niya alam kung paano ipapaliwanag ang sarili nang hindi nagmumukhang tanga. Minabuti niyang huwag magsalita at tumitig lang sa lalaki. Go home! Utos nito at ipinatong nito ang mga kamay sa magkabilang balikat niya para igiya siya patungo sa linya ng mga taxi sa labas. Hindi siya sadyang palaban, but someone the adrenaline coursing through her, and the fire in his eyes snapped something within her. Bakit ba masyado kang pakailamero? Iritadong usig niya. Inalis niya ang mga kamay nito sa kanyang mga balikat at hinarap ito. To her surprise, he laughed. How dare you laugh at me? Pinagbababayo niya ito sa dibdib bilang ganti. Ibinuhos niya ang lahat ng frustration sa estranghero. Hinuli nito ang kanyang mga braso upang pigilan siya sa patuloy na pananakit dito. Sa kabiglaan niya, ikinulong siya nito sa mga bisig nito at bago pa siya makapagprotesta, inangkin nito ang kanyang mga labi. At dito na po nagtatapos ang unang kabanata. Maraming salamat po.